Dear colleagues, glad to see you at the learning seminar on the module Making up and asking complex questions to get information about the given topic and its assessment. So today we are going to talk about the 5 parts of conversations. Conversation is a key way we interact in business, yet it is prone to miscommunication and misunderstandings. Our familiarity with everyday conversations often blinds us to the subtle shifts that occur during an exchange. Analyzing these components can help predict conversational turns, anticipate openings or closings, and improve your conversational skills. According to Stephen Beebe, Susan Beebe, and Mark Redman, conversations can be divided into 5 stages, which we will adopt for this discussion. Initiation is the first stage of a conversation, and it involves being open to interaction, often starting with small talk to set the stage for the main topic. Nonverbal cues, such as approaching someone, stopping a few feet away, facing them, making eye contact, and smiling communicate openness. Here are some examples of initiation. Approaching a colleague in a hallway and saying, "Hey, how's your day going?" Or starting a meeting with, "Did everyone have a good weekend?" We provide you with small talk techniques. Ask about their well-being. "How have you been?" Or mention the weather. "Lovely weather today, isn't it?" Reference current events. "Did you hear about the new project our team is starting?" There are some tips for effective initiation. Be genuine in your interest. Use open body language to show you are approachable. Adjust your initiation style based on the context and the other person's mood. Small talk helps break the ice and paves the way for the intended discussion. This stage can include anxiety in shy individuals, while extroverts may enjoy it, and ambiverts recognize its necessity. Cultural norms and hierarchical relationships can influence who initiates the conversation, but generally, initiation requires a willingness to engage and a purpose for the conversation. The preview, also known as feet-forward, signals the conversation topic either verbally or non-verbally. This can be done simply by summarizing the topic in a few words, like, "Can I ask you about minimizing my tax liability?" Or, "Let's discuss some basic safety guidelines before we begin." Previews reduce uncertainty by directly indicating the speaker's intent. Here are some examples of previews. "I'd like to talk about the upcoming project deadlines. Can we discuss your performance review now?" There are also indirect previews. "Traffic was terrible this morning, wasn't it?" leading into a discussion about punctuality. "I've been thinking a lot about team efficiency," hinting at a conversation about productivity. There are some tips for effective previews. Be clear and concise to set expectations. Use a friendly tone to keep the conversation engaging. Allow the other person to respond and steer the conversation naturally. Indirect approaches, such as referring a related topic, allow the recipient to engage with or redirect the conversation. For instance, a manager might start with a comment about traffic before addressing an employee's tardiness, allowing for a smooth transition to the main topic. The business stage focuses on the main goal of the conversation. In workplace communication, This often involves addressing specific points or objectives while maintaining relationship dynamics. Clearly articulating the main points, much like outlining an agenda, helps keep the conversation on track. Here are some examples of business stage. We need to cover 3 main points today: budget, timeline, and resource allocation. Let's go over the safety protocol step by step. There are also some tips for effective business conversations. Keep the discussion focused on the main topics. Be mindful of relationship dynamics and show respect. Use visual aids or notes if necessary to stay organized. In casual conversations, this might be natural, but an acknowledged progression of subtopics leading to a certain point. By stating the main points, you outline the parameters of the conversation, ensuring it remains focused and efficient. The feedback stage allows speakers to clarify, restate, or discuss points to ensure mutual understanding. In some cultures, this may involve several cycles of restatement, which can seem repetitive in Western cultures that prefer a direct approach. A simple, "Are we good?" might suffice in many contexts. So here are some examples of feedback. Does that make sense to you? Can you repeat what I just said to ensure we're on the same page? Here are some tips for effective feedback. Encourage questions to clarify any confusion. Be patient and allow time for the other person to process information. Summarize key points to reinforce understanding. Intercultural communication may require more time and cycles to reinforce understanding and relationships. Spending time in conversation can be seen as a sign of respect in cultures with rigid social hierarchies. Ensuring effective feedback prevents the need for additional interactions, thus maintaining efficiency. The closing stage mirrors the initiation stage and can be signaled verbally or non-verbally. Introducing new information during the closing can restart the conversation process. So clear signals like "in conclusion" or "one last thing" set expectations for an imminent end. Some examples of closings. It was great talking to you. Let's catch up again soon. Thanks for your time. I'll send you the follow-up email shortly. We provide some tips for effective closings. Summarize the main points of the conversation. Set expectations for any follow-up actions. Use both verbal and non-verbal cues to indicate the conversation is ending. Properly managing this transition maintains good relations between speakers. Mentioning a future time, date, or place for further communication can help respectfully conclude the current conversation, indicating that it will continue later. For example, saying, "I am heading to a meeting now, but I'll catch up with you tomorrow afternoon." Respectfully disengages the conversation. By understanding and applying these stages, you can improve your conversational skills, making your interactions more effective and less prone to misunderstanding. So, you can improve conversational skills by, first, adopting communication styles. Flexibility adjusts your communication approach based on the stage of conversation and the dynamics of the interaction for optimal engagement. Or by active engagement. Participate actively in conversations by listening attentively, asking relevant questions, and providing thoughtful responses to enhance communication flow. Or improve by building empathy. Develop empathy towards others' perspectives and emotions to foster understanding, connection, and effective problem solving in conversations. To conclude, applying the principles of initiation, preview, business, feedback, and closing stages in conversations enhances the overall communication process and facilitates better understanding and collaboration. Developing the ability to engage in meaningful and productive interactions with others creates a conducive atmosphere for sharing ideas, resolving conflicts, and building relationships. By actively utilizing the components of effective communication stages, individuals can reduce the likelihood of misinterpretations, conflicts, and breakdowns in information transferred during conversations. Continuous practice, feedback, integration, and adaptation to various communication styles contribute to the refinement and enhancement of overall communication competencies over time. I hope you are ready to do the following tasks. Good luck to you all!